Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Stitchinstacy. On this video, I would like to go over with you some of the different yarns. Not so much yarns, but there's a couple different companies that produce our local yarns. I just wanted to go over with you how to read a yarn wrapper, basically. And they're kind of placed different based on which yarn you're using. So I just got a couple. We'll start here with the Vanna's Choice, which is one of my favorite yarns. Of course, I'm going to probably say that about every yarn because I don't think I have really a favorite. Alright, so your Vanna yarn. Let's adjust the camera here. Hang on just a second, guys. Sorry. Your Vanna yarns. Okay, most of these come in your short little chunky rolls. And this is let's see what our color is. First we'll start with our color. This color, it's called Seagrass. Now how do I know this? If I zoom in, and like I said, they're going to be in different places. So on this particular pattern, right above the barcode, it has the color, okay? It's got Seagrass, 211. Okay, and I guess that's their color code. It's Seagrass. That's the color. And then the lot number is going to be 62041. That's basically the lot, the color lot that it's coming out of. Okay, so you're going to have your color listed. You're going to have your lot number. Now, your lot number is very important because say you went to get 2 rolls of these and more of the brown is showing than the green. Don't think that it's a different color because not always. That's why it's important to check that lot number. Make sure the lot numbers match because a lot of times on these self-changing rolls of yarn that kind of the colors leak into the next color. Some of them will be like if the colors are blue, purple, and white, but they leak into each other. Some of the blue on the outside of the roll where it's rolled may show more than the pink in one roll and the pink more in the other roll than the blue. Well, then your question was, this the same yarn? Well, yeah, most of the time it is, and that's why it's important to look at the lot number. As long as that lot number or the dye number is the same, you're good to go. So you always want to pay attention to that along with your color. Okay, and then of course the name brand is Lion Brand Yarns. Then this one has its website, which is lionbrand.com. Then they give a little bit of information, and they give it in a couple different languages. Don't ask me what they are. I do good to speak my own. Okay, and this one it says over 4,000 free patterns. So if you go to lionbrand.com, you'll log on to their website and you'll see their patterns. So that's a little bit of information there for you. Okay, now as I was telling you here, it says to make sure to match dye lot numbers. That's exactly what I was trying to tell you. It tells you that in the other 2 languages, but make sure that this lot number is something you pay close attention to because there can be a variation in color. There may be just a ball that's red, white, and blue, and then a ball that's red, white, and yellow. But you don't see the yellow and the white real good unless you get into the middle. So you think it's the same. Not always. Just always check your lot numbers. It doesn't cost you anything to look, so just pay very close attention. Alright, and this is here, it tells you it's made in the USA. Then it'll tell you the information about how to get in contact with the Lion Brand Company through their address. Okay, and I'm going to have to untake this a little bit here, so just give me oh, I don't know if I want to. It's going to tear it. Let me see. And it's easy to take back, so don't worry. I'll do the best I can do to tell you here. Alright. Then if you see down here, it gives you your cleaning and your washing instructions. And this to me is very important because there's different dials on a washer and a dryer for a reason. And guys, this is why, because you don't want to get a specialty yarn, not meaning this particular one, but you don't want to go spend, like I have a roll of yarn that has silk in it. You don't want to spend $30 a roll and then just throw it in the washer and dryer like you would, you know, a pair of jeans. You just don't do that. especially things that are homemade out of particular hand-dyed items and hand-woven items. And it'll tell you about the water temperatures in degrees, you know, in Fahrenheit and Celsius, in which you need to wash. It'll tell you whether to wash or dry or to iron. So in this instance, this one says machine washable and dryable. And then it tells you that in the other languages. So just pay very close attention to the care of your yarn, because yarn, in my opinion, is not that cheap. So you want to preserve it and make it last as long as possible. Okay, now go to the other side, and if you notice, and these things right here, I feel, my husband laughs at me because I have the barcode scanner on my cell phone. I have the Droid Razor. I have to scan every one of these little boogers. Every time I see it on the shelf, and if you notice when you go in a store, they're on shelves, they're on boxes, they're on clothing, I just scan, scan, scan. So these are very convenient if you have your cell phone and you get the scanner. You can type in a bar scanner, code scanner, product scanner, things like this. And once you scan this, then it'll start sending you information about the product and the company to your phone, your email, whatever you choose to do. So I think these are helpful, because then you don't have to go on the internet and type in this and type in that. It's right there for you, so your choice. All right, so now what this is telling us now is it's going to tell us what this is made of. This is 100% acrylic, no here or there. Then it tells you the type of yarn you got. This, of course, is going to be your bulky yarn. Because it's fat, it's chunky. See how big that is compared to, say, this. Okay? Comparable difference. So it's telling you that this is a bulky weight, and it's a 5 weight. That means it's thickness. Right here, it'll tell you basically your number. I'm sorry, not your number, but the size of the hook that you want to use, which is going to be a size 10 or a 6mm hook. So, you know, every pattern will tell you your size. It'll tell you all this information, to be honest with you. And if you ever have any questions, just read your patterns. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to sit and read your patterns. So make sure that you look at the information before you do this, before you purchase. But this right here, you have, I'm not experienced with these two very much, because I can pretty much look at my yarn and tell what hook to use. But this is in knit. You know, you can tell the difference. This is your knit size hook, and this is your crochet size hook. So, and apparently I'm going to say that this 11 stitches is going to give you this size right here. A 4x4 or a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. Or if you're knitting, 12 stitches is going to give you that same size. So I'm assuming, don't quote me, because like I say, I don't do a whole lot with that. But I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Okay, and then if we go up a little way, then it's going to tell you the weight of this skein of yarn. So this is a 3-ounce skein of yarn. Then it gives you the different languages. It contains 101 yards or 92 meters. Depending on where you live at, it gives you the adjusted weight of how much is in it. So if you choose to make you know, a hat, you're going to have to decide how much in weight that you're going to have for a hat. And so then it shows you different things that you can make with this yarn. There's a hat, a scarf, and it looks like part of an afghan. And then it's machine washable and dryable, I believe, right here. So your paper on here will give you all the information that you need. And what's cool about some of these, and this is particular on the Vanna Lion brand, I'm going to take this paper off a quick second. I'm going to back my camera up. Turn your paper sideways, and it's a ruler. It will measure for you. Isn't that awesome? And not to mention, if you flip it over, you're going to have more information. And there's a small message from Lion Brand in theirs. There's project ideas, and it basically, the little washer and dryer on the front tells you that it does supply its information as far as washing and drying. And then of course it goes into your second language, and this measures in inches and in centimeters, or meters, centimeters I believe. Yes, centimeters. So, and on the inside of some of these, sometimes they give you a pattern. So it depends on the yarn, it depends on the company, the brand, what have you. So that, guys, is your Lion brand, Vanna Lion brand. So, so let's go here to this Baby Lion brand. Now, the Baby Lion brand, this is actually called Jamie. Okay. It tells you basically the same information. This is a very fine. This is a 3, which is fine yarn. For knit, it tells you 21 stitches is going to make a 4x4 project. For crochet, you use an I-9 or a 5mm hook, and it needs 16 stitches. So, and this is a 1.4 ounce ball. So again, you know, this is going to tell you basically the same things. Now, if you'll look at the lot here, the lot number is 733. Your color number is 201, and then pastel stripes is your color. Okay? So basically that's the same. Now we'll move to Karen yarn, which is one of my favorites. I love it because you can, I love having baby yarn. Baby yarn is really expensive. So I use Karen as a substitute a lot of times because it has the same feel. It's very soft, especially the simple soft. So, alright, so Karen, this is a 5 ounce ball. Okay, you have your symbol. And you have the Karen and what it is. This color is called Heather. Okay, shows you a couple pictures of something that you can do with this particular yarn. Alright, so what happens is when it gives you a pattern, or a pattern, not necessarily a pattern, but your general idea of something that you can make with this. This is a child's Aran pullover. Knitted instructions. Again, this is a label here. It's going to give you the actual pattern inside. Okay, it gives you the sizes. Okay, and then for the throw, these are your crochet instructions. It gives you how many balls that you're going to need. This is what I like, is it gives you the amounts of balls that you're going to need to complete the project that's on the inside of this wrapper. Okay, so this is Heather. It's 100% acrylic, 4-ply worsted weight yarn, which means that there's 4 strands of yarn here. Well, 4 strands, period, to make this yarn. You see that? There's 4. That's why you get your 4-ply. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's how you get your 4-ply yarn, and I think in Australia they have an 8-ply. That's their main type of yarn. So ours is 4-ply. Okay, so this is 4-ply. It tells you everything's on the reverse side of the label. This is a 5-ounce ball, or 250 yards, or 288 meters. Then it gives you their address and their email, not email, but their website. And again, it's a for worsted weight yarn. They recommend you to use a 5mm hook or a US 8. It's going to take 18 stitches to get a 4x4. To me, this is, you know, sort of like a swatch estimate. Then this one individually shows you your hook, which is a 5mm. Shows you your water temperatures, if you can wash, dry, or iron. So, you know, that's, and I'm not really sure about the P. I'm not sure about that. I'll look that up and I will post. So, and then this one will tell you how to actually pull out your yarn. It says, to start, first pull right yarn end free from inside of your skein. Then slowly pull left yarn end and continue working with it. So that's interesting. I don't think I read this one, but because sometimes what I call is a manufacturer's knot, where it's rolled on the machine. There's a knot in here. If you pull this out gently and work with it, it won't pull into a tight knot. You just have to have the patience and work with it. So basically your color is Truffle Heather. And I'm assuming this is the batch date. So this is your Karen Simply Soft. That's your information on the skein there. Okay, so then you have Red Heart. Red Heart is set up to where you have your name, the name of it. It's your Super Saver. It's your economy yarn. Okay, and then right here it tells you it's made in the USA. Your net weight on this yarn is 5 ounces or 141 grams, 244 yards or 223 meters. Right here it'll tell you your hook size, which is a 5mm or a 5.5. You can use either one. That's either a US I9 or a US H8, either one. This right here is going to show you, this is the pattern that's going to be on the inside of this. Okay, if you can see that hat there. Alright, and that's telling you you need 1 skein of batch number 505 Aruba C. Okay, and then you're going to need 1 skein of the 928 Earth and Sky. So that tells you what you need to complete this particular pattern. Your pattern, it says, is on the back side, which is underneath here. And you can follow Red Heart on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, that's interesting because it tells you locations in which you can find them. It tells that there's free patterns once you go to redheart.com. Made in the USA of imported fibers. Coates and Clark. This is the information to get in contact with the other companies. Let's see. Yeah. So then you turn it over, and usually Red Heart has this big white sticker. This is called Pink Tones. Your lot number is 8050. So basically the white sticker on here is going to tell you most of your information. Now I'm not sure if you can see really well, but there's several different kinds of pinks in this, and it's really nice. But anyway, so there's your Red Heart. And if I open this one up, and like I say, not all of them have patterns, but a lot of them do. If you open this up, there's your pattern and your care instructions. There's a pattern for English and another language. It will tell you if this is an easy project or a beginner project or intermediate project. It tells you exactly how to make it. Okay, and if you go down to right here, this will even tell you your abbreviations for everything that's in this pattern up here. Then it tells you that in a different language all the way down. So actually, and on the bottom of this one, you can also subscribe to crochettoday.com. It's a magazine. Or you can knittingtodaymag.com. They give you all sorts of information inside of all these patterns, things, you know, the papers that come on them. And like I say, this stuff is really helpful. And this is impeccable yarn. It's very soft. I love this. On this one, it tells you there's 192 yards or 175 meters. This is a 3.5 ounce skein. Okay, it's 100% acrylic, which a lot of yarns are. And this shows you your level of difficulty. So if it's only 2 blocks are checked or colored, that means it's medium. This is the pattern that you see up here. Okay, and then what this tells you is based on the colors you would need. Of color A, you will need 5 balls. Color B, you would need 2. And color C, you would need 2. And then it tells you your hook size. So basically, there's 3 colors involved in this afghan. So helpful information there is it's telling you the adequate amount of balls that you need to complete this. And the color is called Neapolitan, which obviously it is brown, like a cappuccino, cream, light pink, and like a rose color. So, and again, these are all the same types of information. So, I would encourage you to read all of your labels, read inside your labels. I'm sure that there's probably patterns that you would be interested in inside. And I review my patterns of all of my yarn before I throw these away. Some of them I throw away because I have duplicates, because I buy a lot of the same yarns. But if I do see a pattern on the front of any of these, just like with this one here with the beanie, I've got this pattern 100 times. So I save these things if I find that there's something interesting that I think I may make. So I'll save them. Of course, I'll separate the different language parts, and I'll just keep the English part, of course, because that's the only kind I can read. So, you know, keep yourself a folder. I've got a folder of these that I keep. And I also have myself a binder that I print out stuff from these websites, from Red Heart and Karen and Lion Brand, of patterns that I would either like to do or that I have done that I want to keep doing. So I make my own folders. Okay, now the last one I'm going to do is Red Heart Boutique Sachet, because this is a bit different yarn. Not sure if any of you have worked with it, but it spreads out like this, sort of like a web. So we'll look at this one. Okay, so it has our little fancy barcode. Okay, so you're going to use a 5.5mm or an I-9 in one ball, which is called a rumba, to make this scarf. And 9 times out of 10, one ball of this stuff will make a scarf. There is a pattern on the back in English and in French. Free patterns at redheart.com. You can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then additional information. I'm not sure what the Coates of Clark is about. I'm going to research that too. And guys, I don't know everything, so sometimes I have to research. But this is Rumba. And then your lot number is 132. And this is one that gives you the note, buy enough of the same dye lot to complete a project. And they do that because when yarns are dyed or hand dyed, you will never come out with the same color twice. It's not possible, because any extra little drop of this or that color is going to give you a different color. So I'm a firm believer, buy what you need straight off the bat when you're buying something like this that's dyed in different colors, because 90% of the time you're not going to match it back. Okay, so this is considered a super bulky yarn, so this is a 6 weight. You would need a 5.5mm hook, and they do not want you to dry it or iron it, but looks like you can hand wash it. Yeah, hand wash in cold water, dry flat. And this is 97% acrylic. And then 3% metallic polyester, which is your silver fleck in there. So, so that's pretty much that for your yarns. I wanted to just do a video to explain a little bit about how to read your yarn information. And I think that's a very important aspect when you're crocheting or when you're knitting or when you're doing any type of craft in general. But in my opinion, I guess it's important because I'm a crocheter, and that's most important to me, is to read your information. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this informational video. I'll get this uploaded and posted as soon as possible. And if you have any other information that you're curious about or that you would just like a video done on, please leave me a message or a comment down at the bottom of my YouTube video. I'll be more than happy to accommodate you if I can, and I'm sure I can. So don't forget to hit that like button for me, guys, and come back and watch the rest of my videos. Happy hooking, everybody.